Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Today we have the CLS office presenting how to support students through leadership and service for us. They've partnered with us Student Activities to bring an advisor workshop. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I will go ahead and let them introduce themselves.
Awesome. Thank you, Student Activities, for having us. We're so appreciative. So today we're going to talk about how to support students through leadership and service. My name is Alexa, and I am the service coordinator in the office. And I've been at UNT for about a year and a half now. So still pretty fresh, but doing all the things. And then I will let Lynn introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Lynn. I'm the Service Graduate Assistant. This is my first year in the Higher Education and Student Affairs program, and I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So what we're going to talk about today, so in our office, we have a motto, and it's called to serve, inspire to lead. And this is kind of emulates everything about our office, all of the programs that we do, and, shines through in everything that kind of happens in our office. And so we always like to highlight that at the beginning of our presentations, and kind of touch on this throughout presentations. And so Lynn's going to kind of touch on our philosophy.
Yes, so we recently have changed our philosophy and made some edits along with the changes in our office to fit our students' needs and what our goal and vision is for this upcoming year and the years to come. So our mission is the Center for Leadership and Service develops learning opportunities and provides collaborative programs for students to engage as active citizens and leaders in the community. Our vision is the Center for Leadership and Service will inspire all students to serve and lead for the purpose of creating positive social change. So we definitely embody everything that our mission and vision states into everything that we do and the collaborations that we do.
So kind of touching off of that, we also have some core values in our office as kind of a background for everything that we do. Our core values have also been re-evaluated in the past couple years. And so our core values are learning, engagement, and empowerment. And so I won't read this very long wordy thing, but essentially what it is it talks about the learning process and the engagement that we try to provide to our students, as well as embodying all of our students' needs and empowering them to become the leaders that they can be in our office, outside of our office, in their own lives. And so we just try to encompass all of these things every time we work with our students and all the programs that we bring. So that's a little background on our office, just to give a little history of who we are. And so one thing that we would like to ask you all, so I'm not sure what organization you advise, Maria, but we were wanting to know what service opportunities have your organizations participated in this semester, or if they haven't, and why, if you're willing to share.
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm with the Department of Spanish, Maria Carpio Monica, and I'm a lecturer in the department. I'm also the founder and faculty advisor of the Spanish Club. And so through the Spanish Club, it's been very successful. I founded the club in 2017. And so every semester, our club gives the opportunity to students to demonstrate their leadership skills by serving as the president and vice president and secretary. And they are the ones who are always in charge of the club and organizing activities and also taking charge of the activities. Last semester, in November last year, 2 semesters ago, we participated at UNT with the Multicultural Center, and they had a contest and created an altar for the Day of the Dead. And so our students, the Spanish Club created the altar, and they won the first place. So it was very exciting to see them participating and getting engaged and learning about the culture, the Hispanic culture. And there were so many students there at the UNT Student Union, outside of the Student Union, watching our students creating this altar and then winning the first place. It was awesome. So through the Spanish Club, we have several opportunities to participate in and during the semester. Because of the pandemic, though, last semester and this semester, we've been kind of a little tied up, but we are looking for, or I actually already have some teachers, public school teachers, who I'm in contact with them to create opportunities for our students to come and read in Spanish to kids who don't know how to read in Spanish, Spanish speakers, kids. And the members of the club were very excited about this opportunity. We were in the process of doing it, and then the pandemic came. So hopefully they will have the opportunity once this is gone. That's our project for next semester or the following semester if everything gets better. So.
That's awesome. No, I love to hear that. I think Lynn and I are always looking for new service opportunities to come out of our office and partnerships. And I think that's amazing because I think oftentimes we definitely fall short on some of our opportunities that are not provided in Spanish, because we know that English is not everyone's first language by any means, especially in Texas. And so we would love to, we'll kind of chat afterwards, exchange contact information, because I think that would be awesome. But thank you for
great.
Yeah. So now we want to kind of talk to you about how you approach service.
Yeah, so we just want to have like discussions about how you talk to about service to your students, how you motivate them, and how they talk about service to you. Do they see it as just a requirement, or are they really excited and motivated about it?
And this can also apply to student activities as well. I'm not sure, DJ or Alejandra, if y'all, I know y'all work heavily on the advisor side, but just wondering how you all feel students talk about service, how they approach it. Do they feel it's a requirement? Do they feel it is a burden? Do they want to participate? Kind of just, we'd love to hear y'all's point of view as well.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the things that I do, I'm DJ Dowling. I am one of the coordinators for student organizations. I oversee the advisor portion, but I also see student org events. And so one of the things that we've been working really hard on, and why it was very essential for us to have this presentation by the CLS, is we get so many questions about what kind of service opportunities can we as student organizations host in a pandemic. How can we do virtual service projects? What does that look like from a virtual aspect as well? We know that students are, feeling very exhausted with being on camera. Zoom exhaustion is a real thing. And so being aware and being cognizant that, students may not want to be on Zoom, but what are some other opportunities? And so we've had a lot of really great discussions with our organizations. Right now, I know a lot of them have done like virtual cleanup. So one of our organizations, we spoke with them last month, the advisor, and they're planning to do a virtual cleanup where each member of the organization is going on their particular street, and they're kind of like adopting their own street and then doing like just garbage cleanup. Just doing it where they're able to isolate, they're not meeting up, because we want to make sure that our students are still social distancing, following CDC guidelines. But it's a really cool way for them to kind of give back to their community and do service as well. Some other things that we've seen students do is do care packages as well for different charities. So being able to like get donation bins and submitting it through the student activities event application form, so that they can host their events and then distribute those care packages. So we've seen a lot of students really excited about doing service, but also kind of a little bit discouraged because of the pandemic and because of they want to make sure that they're following university policies and guidelines as well as CDC.
Yeah, so what me and Alexa have noticed is that surprisingly students are more willing this year and like more like itching to get that interaction and get that service in. And so I think that we've seen great outcomes so far, even on the virtual service platform on like Zoom and everything. I think that especially now, it's like really important to give the students the interaction that they really crave. So I think that they don't see it as a requirement, that they're really motivated to do it.
Yeah, I'm very interested in learning from you guys about creating service opportunities for the students during the pandemic. We actually this semester, we're not creating any service because of that, service to the community. But what Dija said, I mean, that's a great idea, cleaning their own streets, right? Pick up the trash and then take probably a video or something of themselves doing it. So that's a great idea that I'm going to adopt. I'm going to steal from you if you allow me, if it's okay with you.
Of course, I mean, that's really my idea. It was another organization, but I'm pretty sure
Okay.
sharing is caring, right? Sharing is caring.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Creating service opportunities for students shouldn't be something that they need to. They feel like they have to do it. It has to be something that they want to do, because that way they can enjoy the service even more. What I do with my students in the club, I said, well, this is a great opportunity not only to serve the community, but also this is something that you can put in your resume, and it looks great for you when you graduate. You need to start building the resume, and so having these activities in your resume will look great, and that really motivates them. So too bad that we couldn't do the reading for kids at the public schools, but hopefully we can do it when the pandemic is over. It is just how do you students talk about service? Yeah, we normally talk about service in our meetings. This semester, I was about to cancel all the meetings with the club because of the pandemic and trying to follow the policies from UNT. And then I was like, no, we need to do it in Zoom and let's see what happens. Let's see how that works. Well, I'm very, very surprised that we've been having great attendance in Zoom. We actually had new members joining the club this semester, so it's been a great experience. But yeah, we still have to have somehow the service. I agree with you guys.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you both for sharing. We really appreciate it. Kind of what we wanted to talk about next kind of transitions into that. So we wanted to kind of talk about how do we as advisors motivate our students and talk to our students about the importance of service. So sometimes our students do feel as though it is a requirement and it might not be something that they're super interested in doing, or it just might not be one of their passions. But we wanted to kind of share some tips and tricks of how we have talked to our students and how we have gotten our students to be motivated to serve. So one thing that the first tip we have is just kind of understanding the common value that your organization has. So for instance, the Spanish Club, I assume that your students all came to this organization and are a part of this organization because they are passionate about Spanish, teaching others, educating others on the importance of the language, as well as being able to maybe mentor and tutor students and things of that nature on that language, to be able to provide that. And so, for example, if your organization focuses on a social issue such as health or food insecurity, we encourage you to find the service that focuses on those topics. And so that may seem very self-explanatory, but we often have this question come up to us in our office of, hey, we're involved in this, what can we do with this? And we'll kind of show you on our website a little bit later what that looks like. We also encourage you to motivate your students, as you all have already mentioned, as a bonding experience. Now, we know that we are not supposed to be congregating right now. And so we have found that students have also been able to create that bonding experience, even if it is over Zoom. Unfortunately, that is the new normal that we're experiencing. But just as you mentioned, Maria, you had thought about canceling the meetings, but the Zoom meetings have been going great, better than expected, which is what we've also experienced. Because just like Lynn said, students are craving those relationships, those skills, even if it is over Zoom. And so we encourage you to promote it as a bonding experience, even if it is virtual. Kind of a personal note, participating in service can expand their view on life as well as their career path. And so we've actually had a lot of students come through our office that have voiced to us, hey, I was majoring in this, but because I became involved in this service opportunity through your office, I've reevaluated my entire career path. Now I want to work with nonprofits. Now I want to work in the health field. And so it can really, really provide that positive and impactful experience to our students. It's not unheard of that service can impact someone to change their career path. Personally, it changed mine. It's the entire reason why I am the service coordinator in the Center for Leadership and Service, because I participated in service as an undergrad student. And so I originally was a criminal justice major. And so clearly my career path has changed 360. And so it can really change that for students, which is really cool to see. Networking opportunities, just like you had mentioned, Maria, putting it on their resume. Maybe somebody that they're interviewing for a job also volunteered at that organization, and that's that instant connection, or I know somebody that serves on that board. So really voicing that networking opportunities are huge within service. Helps you obviously get to know your community better. And so voicing that our students oftentimes want to find that sense of belonging in their community. And so whenever they are doing service and going out into the community and working with other organizations and leaders in the community, it gets to know their community better and provide a little bit of that better sense of belonging. And then one other thing we encourage you all to do is implement the importance of service into your trainings and also your board transitions. I'm not sure if your organization has a service chair or a director of service within the Spanish Club or within other organizations, but we would encourage y'all to maybe look into that. Having a student dedicated to looking for service opportunities and encouraging the students in the organization to get involved. We found that really helps build that sense of community within the organization, because it's that student that's focused on building the community. And so we definitely encourage you to look into that as well. Obviously, this list is not exhaustive by any means, but these are just some tips that have really worked for us in our office and within the organizations that we advise to kind of motivate that importance of service and all of the good it can bring. And so, yeah, these are just some things that we would love for y'all to kind of take note of. So, just so we've always talked about.
Yeah, so now we're going to navigate through the virtual service world. We're just going to We're just going to tell y'all some of the examples of our events this year that we've done that have been very successful. So typically every single year we do a Make a Difference Day, where we do a huge service project where all of the students congregate and go to different local nonprofits around the community. But this year we reframed it and we spun it around in a creative way that we can do Make a Difference 365 all throughout the month of October and November. So instead of just one Make a Difference Day, we've made it to be Make a Difference every single day by doing little small things every single week throughout the week of October and November. So we've collaborated with 3 or 4 different community partners so far, and it's been really awesome to see the students engage in these service projects. Some are more tangible projects for us, some are presentations about how to be leaders in the community. And so some examples of the tangible projects were making hope bracelets for the patients at Cook Children's Hospital, or making digital and hard copy cards for the rehabilitation center in the Denton Rehab and Nursing Center here in Denton. And so those events have been very awesome, and it's great to give back even if you can't do it just for a big coming together event. And so that goes into the card making, the card writing, as well as the virtual kit making. So we typically put together different little kits that they can pick up from our office and take home to do it themselves and then bring it back. That way we can sanitize it, take it back to the rehab center and spray it down, make sure that it's all complying with the CDC guidelines. And Alexa, can you explain the service bingo? according to another.
Sorry. Yeah, so service bingo is something that one of our partners called Volunteer Now has been working with us on. And service bingo is actually fun. Obviously, we all know what bingo is. But what service bingo is, and I can totally share this with you all, they have created a template that is doing acts of kindness, but playing bingo with it. And so it was a really cool challenge because if a student got bingo on their service card, they won a prize. And so it's providing that incentive of, and they're small things, and most of them, if not all, I believe, did not involve, purchasing things, because we know of budgets and things like that, especially right now. And so, for instance, somebody could create a bingo by maybe writing a nice note and putting it on somebody's windshield, by calling somebody you haven't called in a while, by setting up a Zoom lunch with one of your friends you haven't caught up with a while. So oftentimes we think of service as being these tangible things, right? We think we have to go build a house to have a service opportunity. And that's not true at all. Acts of kindness are also service, and provide that leadership to our students as well. So the service bingo card has been really, really fun. From what we've heard, students have really enjoyed it. And it also provides that sense of competition as well, of if you've completed your bingo, you get a prize. And then we've also had social media challenges. So obviously in the world of virtualness, social media is huge, and oftentimes can be pretty overwhelming, especially now. But what we found in our office is that doing some social media challenges, so for instance, with that service bingo card, or by coming to one of our events and taking a photo of themselves, making their kit or something like that, submitting it to us, they can win a prize. And so oftentimes our students want incentives, they want to know what they could get out of it, and that's totally fine. We are upfront with that. And so social media challenges have been great. But one thing we also want to do is our nonprofits and who we're working with to provide service are in the exact same boat as us. Everybody is trying to navigate this virtual world right now. Everybody's having to be creative, and really understand, their audiences and things of that nature. And so what we have found to be super helpful is we encourage you all to reach out to your local organizations and nonprofits and brainstorm service opportunities, and voice your goals that you would like to get out of that. And so, for instance, we have reached out to several nonprofits we want to work with. And when we have voiced to them, hey, we would love to build these service opportunities with you all, we've set up meetings and brainstorm with them of, hey, this is what we want to get out of it. Can you help us? And so we found that to be super awesome because, for instance, in the Spanish Club, if you already have a nonprofit in mind, we would encourage you all to reach out to them and set up a meeting and see how you can mutually help one another. Because like I said, we're all in this world and we're navigating it. And so we have found that super, super helpful. And also the nonprofits really love when we reach out to them because it shows, that we care, obviously. And so that's been super great. Does anybody have any questions about any of these that we have found to be super successful?
Alexa, if you can share with me the service bingo, I think that's a great idea. I would love to use it as well.
Yeah, no, we can definitely email that to you afterwards.
Yes,
We can
please.
exchange contact information. And I encourage y'all to even use it as like a template and maybe put in your own spin.
Yeah.
And so maybe it is, creating a video and reading a book in Spanish to a child. Like that could maybe be one of y'all's spaces. And so, but I will definitely share that with you all for sure.
That's great. Thank you.
Of course.
And so if you scan this QR code right here, that will lead you to our CLS website, as well as our monthly service newsletter that I put out at the beginning of every month. And so in that newsletter, it's full of a lot of great resources of virtual and in-person opportunities. And so it will definitely show you that there are so many opportunities in the community. If you don't want the students to do it together, they can definitely do the in-person ones individually and could still be counted as a service opportunity for them. And so it's like 20 pages long sometimes, there can be a lot of opportunities sometimes. And especially during the holiday season, I know a lot of churches, a lot of organizations are looking for helpers. And so, yeah, you can definitely pass this along to your students and they can subscribe to it and receive these newsletters as well.
Len, can you send me the link to my email? Can you mail it to me?
Yes,
Please?
I definitely
That'd be
will.
great. Thank you.
Yes. And I'll send you the October and November one. So it goes
That'd
like
be
towards,
awesome. Thank you.
yeah. But make sure that you do subscribe so that you can continue to get them afterwards, like in December, January.
Okay.
But there's more. We have a ton of other opportunities out of our office. We encourage y'all to check out our website. We have tons of programs focused on leadership and service that students can get involved in. We didn't list them all here because it's too much to list. It would look super wordy, but we encourage y'all to go to our website as well as follow us on social media. It's just UNT Lead and Serve. It's the same on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But we're always posting service opportunities, different leadership tips and tricks that are coming up. We've been doing a lot of Instagram live takeovers, different things that will engage students for our office. But I would definitely encourage you to check out our website. Now I realized, Lynn, we did not put our contact information on here. So we will drop that in the chat, our email. And Maria, if you could drop your email in the chat as well, because we can get you all of that information to you. But does anybody have any questions about anything that we kind of mentioned?
Well, thank you so much to the Center for Leadership and Service for taking the time to host this presentation. It's been very insightful, very impactful, and I think we'll definitely send out your newsletter link so that students can, kind of be in the know what's happening within your office as well. But I'll let you go ahead, Alexa, and wrap it up.
Oh yeah, no, we'll also get that to you all as well. DJ and Alejandra, that newsletter link to subscribe. Yeah, 100%. We'd love for Lynn works super hard on that newsletter every month. There, like she said, there's pages and pages because we have so many opportunities our partners want to advertise to our students. And so when students ask us, hey, do you have any service opportunities for us? We're like, do we?
Yeah.
It's just what your passion is and what do you want to do. And so, yes, I would encourage you all, if you ever have students or have a student that is interested in serving, please direct them to us and we can provide them with so many resources. So, but yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up, but we appreciate you all having us.
Thank you so much, guys. This is great. This is awesome.
Of course.
Very helpful.
Thank y'all.